If I were to ask you what sector of the country is probably the most bubbly and that literally like affects everyone's lives, it literally can alter your mood, make you happy just right now. A whole lot of us would say entertainment and or generally say media, and that's actually correct. Media has become such a very powerful tool, so much that even in the hands of politicians or yes, even in the hand of politicians, it has become such a very, very big tool. Yeah, so media is a big deal, is such a big deal, and that's one of the reasons why we're going to talk about it. Hi, my name is Ajibola Oladiipo, and it's actually my honor to be doing this on another episode. Today we'll talk about how much influence media has on our political system, the political landscape of Nigeria. And the truth of the matter is that it's quite enormous. The primary function of the media is to inform and disseminate information. Anyways, yes, to inform, to disseminate information, same thing. So at the end of the day, you get an information, particularly with respect to like the political landscape. You have an information, ensure that it gets to everyone. There are different expressions of the media. You have print, more and more predominantly now social media, but then you have TVs, you have the radio, you have print, you have socials. As big and vast as all of those is, they are tools to disseminate information. So primarily to help people stay informed, and that means that one of the most crucial people, or those that have one of the most pragmatic role to play in shaping our polity, are media practitioners. I would say it so because they help shape public conversations. Yes, they help us shape public conversations. They help beam the spotlight on critical conversations that we should have. So everyone could actually be looking in different direction, and then particularly you can even see with what happens with social media. Today we are all on this specific issue. For instance, we're talking about um, the old drama that is going on in River State, and the next minute you're hearing something, someone else is beaming searchlight on what is happening in Kogi, and everyone's direction is moving towards that side. Yeah, that's how much powerful the media is. So they help us like beam searchlight, shape public communication, and that in itself is perhaps the media's greatest strength. While that is their greatest strength, the challenge lies in misinformation. In this day and era, we see how misinformation flies all around. In fact, now, whenever you see an information, now that it's easier to get information, you have to double check. In fact, triple check to be sure. Check the source. You know, is not to be sure that it's not an allegedly kind of scenario. You have to actually be very sure. You need to double check and actually be sure that what you are reading or what you are seeing is actually true. That's how much. That's actually where we sort of had now. The media isn't neutral. That's the honest truth. The media has never been neutral, and that's because behind media, are media companies. Those companies have ownership. They have funding, and these people have alliances. They have interest as well, vested interest. So many times you find out that that in itself dictates what direction. We have people like Senator Babafemi Ojudu recounts. He was a media practitioner. I think he still practices anyways. You'd see how that he in time past years had to recount his experience while he was working in MK Abiola's newspaper when he had to publish a news and they are saying, oh, you know what, you can't publish this or do stuff like that. We have many people like that. That's their story. You have an exclusive, but you can't run it because if you go ahead and run it, you might probably be affecting your company's business. That's the honest. So it's likely that they favor certain political interests. It's certain that they favor certain political figures. It's actually like the possibility of them favoring certain political figures because of favors they've received in the past is not, you can't rule that out. And as humans, that's probably like ideal. Let's take a look at the last elections in Nigeria. You'd see how two media houses will report the same thing, and then they have two completely different narratives, and you begin to wonder what exactly is going on here. Like, same news, different, maybe not same news, but like it's supposed to be the same news, but you have two different accounts. And that's to let you see how much, and that's to let you see how much variation, or what's the difference that actually exists. The completely different variations of same stories to let you see how that media in itself can be biased. With the rise of social media, it's probably a little bit more chaotic. You have influencers, you even have micro influencers, and then they have like politics as their niche, progress. Like, you have PR, you have all of that. And the whole essence of all of these is to ensure that a certain narrative is projected. So while all of this is going on, those who are in the business of media or reporting or journalism must actually ensure that they put the country first. Yes, we need to have people who would run not just what's it called, exclusives that would actually spotlight rot in our country, or things that require reform, issues that require change, and put the spotlight, beam the spotlight on it. I would forever doff my hat for someone like Fisayo Shoyombo, who has consistently beamed searchlight on different issues. Is it from what happens in the prison to the issue with customs? That's how to like sort of like that's effective journalism, like literally solving real life issues for people. If we want to create a political environment that helps truth thrive, media informs, media influences, and media itself can be very, very disruptive. And that is why it is very important to fact check. Yes, as consumers of media, we all consume information every day. It's very, very important that we remain critical thinkers. We must always use our head, think through whatever we see, or even after watching this video, like carefully listen and look through, like, what's this guy's, like, try to critically think through those things. Don't just take anything hook, line, and sinker. Be very sure that the information you're getting is correct. Be very, very sure that what's it called? You're effectively using media, and the media is not using you to push its own narrative. You and I have a duty to this country. We have a duty to ensure that we create an environment that allows truth and accountability thrive in our political environment. And I hope we would actually take this very, very seriously. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.